This is a Pioneer SX-V200 stereo system that I found at a local Goodwill store and took it home, and it worked. But one of the problems was some of the connectors on the back were broken. Specifically these connectors right here, what some people call push-pin speaker connectors. Now this particular connector is all one piece. It has 4 sets of positive and negative, basically for front and back set of speakers. Now I've already made the repair, but I thought I'd go back and do a video just in case anybody ran into this same problem. It turns out that there is an exact replacement. It took me a long time to find it on eBay, but one company in China that was selling them. Here's the original. This one here is broken, and this one here is broken. This basically applies compression. Here's one sort of half broken. What you do is you insert the speaker wire through these connectors, and when you clamp that down, it applies pressure, forcing it in contact with metal. The problem is these are really easily broken, and where the heck do you find another one? I mean, if these are broken, you're going to have a hard time utilizing your stereo system. But again, I found one in a place from China. It was only a few dollars, soldered the new one in, and now we're back in business. We're going to sort of take this apart and kind of show you how to do that. Now, this device is held together by just a gigantic number of screws. It just takes a long time to just get through them all. The top plate is held by 3, one here, and one here. I'm going to go ahead and take those out. Okay, now those screws have been removed, and then you can just you pull these out a little bit, and then up and back and away. Now there's 2 screws here, 2 screws here, 2 screws here, and a screw here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, just all over the place. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pull all those screws. We've pulled out 18 screws so far to get to this point. Now this back plate is now loose. That input card is loose. And we have one little screw here holding on this board. That screw is right there, and that's going to have to come off. I'm going to loosen up this face plate here to give us a little more room. Expose things a little more. There's one on either side. Now we got that face plate a little looser. Now here is that troublesome connector. See if I can't expose it without breaking any wires. This guy right here, that's what you need to desolder. It's held in with 8 solder points. It'll slide right out. We have to loosen up some screws. There's one here, and there's another one over here. Got to loosen those up and lift up this board. Now with those screws out, this main board is now loose. Expose things a little bit better. If all you're doing is replacing this connector on the back, you don't really need to go any further. At this point, if we tilt it up, you can now expose underneath. Here's our 8 little points. You just desolder those points, and this guy will slide right out. And you slide in the new replacement right there. And you just got to put it all back together. Now, a little careful on this back plate here. These cables are kind of short, and they break real easy. You have to find yourself resoldering them, assuming you know exactly where they broke off from. Now, when you're reassembling, one thing to keep in mind, this little volume slider has got to line up with the volume slider on the board, because when you pull that board back, they separate. Okay, there's a little notch there to where you can match them up. The hard part about reassembling this thing is there's so darn many holes, connectors, and everything that have to line up all at once. And remember the one screw that holds that board in? Okay, here it is all put back together again. All of these many screws put back in. And our good connector. Built in 1984, well, that would make it 33 years old. You're bound to break some of these connectors after all that time. It's really terrific. You can find a replacement for it after all that time. Here is a web page from eBay. This is where I purchased that connector. And I'll tell you the reason I'm showing this. I spent hours and hours and hours trying to find a replacement, and this is the only one I found. It was $9 and I had to buy 3 of them, but heck, I mean, you got to do it, you know. It's a perfect replacement. It's an exact fit. So if you have one of these 30-plus-year-old Pioneer stereo systems, there is hope. You can actually get replacements for these broken connectors. Get your nice old stereo working normally again. Okay, that's it.